You know the vibes, the Quicksilver Show with Dominique Diva, and I got some legendary guests. These are the good friends of mine in real life, but it's always a pleasure to have them on the show. I'm talking none other than Styles P and Havoc. Welcome, fellas.
Quick, what up, baby?
Peace, peace.
Hey, I can't complain. Always a pleasure when I get to talk to legends in real life, man.
Always, man. Good to see you.
Like when I say this is an honor, I mean, you know, I've known you, Styles, for I don't even know how long at this point. Havoc, you probably don't remember. I met you probably about 15, 20 years ago. Rest in peace to Prodigy. I remember y'all came to Baltimore for a record pool that I was hosting, and I've been a fan since the Infamous album, man. So y'all gotta let me know, how did this happen? How did Havoc and Styles P happen?
Magic.
like I think the Locks and Mobb Deep are like two of my favorite hip hop groups. How the hell do y'all link up for an album?
I mean, come on. Like, you got to think about it. It's a no-brainer, if you will. A no-brainer. You know, the Locks is my favorite group of all time. You know what I mean? Not to get sentimental, but I fuck with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? I just thought to myself one day. I said, "Yo, you know what? Let's do a Styles P and Havoc album." And I hit Styles. He fucked with it, and here we are.
Man, when I tell you I'm excited for this, as a fan of hip hop, man. I grew up on the '90s sound. I grew up on the '90s New York sound. I remember learning the Dun language. I'm not even from New York, but I can speak the Dun language with the best of them. That's how much of a fan I was of Mobb. I don't say was. How much of a fan I am still of Mobb Deep and the Locks. Hip hop has changed so much though since the '90s. Like how do we put out an album in 2021 but still keep the essence of people like me who love the Locks and Mobb Deep?
I think when you do anything organic, real music is timeless, though. You know that. We all know that real music is timeless. So I don't think you gotta, when making music, you take your mind state out of, I'm from the '90s, I'm from this time, I'm trying to do this sound, do that sound. We work on our own sound. We good at what we do. We stick with it. Through the grace of the creator, we've been able to maintain with the times and remain being ourselves, but keep up with the times. And I think once you have that formula, you don't lose it, and to go into making music with just a organic, authentic, pure vibration, and you'll get the best out of it. I don't think you gotta, especially this is happening from Mobb Deep and Styles P. We're fortunate enough for the young folks to fuck with us still, to be honest.
Absolutely.
And they embrace us and love us, so we're gonna hold it down and ride it out. And I think pure hip hop is, they don't really get caught up in that the age group shit. And love is love. We just continue to do what we do.
Absolutely. You just turned it into the show. We're talking to Styles P and Havoc. Now, if anybody who might not know the name of the album and when does it drop?
Wreckage Manner, and it should be out now. Midnight. If you watch it now on midnight, it'll be out by midnight, December 3rd. But I don't know what date it is where you live, but you may be watching in the future or the past. I don't know. December 3rd.
Come on, for all my hip hop fans out there, man. For the culture, man. This is big, man. This is big. And like I say, as a fan of both of you guys, as solo artists and as a group, when I first heard about this, I'm like, you got to be kidding! Like, this got to be some internet rumor. Like, there's no way that Styles P and Havoc on an album together. It's impossible. Like, that's too much like right. And then when I got the call and said this is real, I'm like, wow. This is what the culture needs. What do you think that the biggest difference is for y'all are legends and veterans in the game? What's the biggest difference you feel like hip hop right now versus when you guys first came out? Like, what's the big difference that separates the two? Or is there?
Oh man, that's a chunk of a question. The difference, I would say, social media. Right? Back in the
huge.
If social media was around back when we was around, we probably nobody would be bigger than us. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I can say.
It's so many huge differences that it's kind of too many to list.
Right.
Social media, social media took out the aspect of when we was coming up, we really had to to get it grassroots. That means a kid right now, his whole neighborhood don't have to know him for him to pop. Like we had to be dope in our neighborhood, the next neighborhood, and the next neighborhood over, and you got that word of mouth of you being wicked on the mic kind of spread by word of mouth as to where nowadays the social media, you could send a song to somebody across the world in under 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Big corporations involved in hip hop. Big industries involved in hip hop. So I think with just the money and the technology are the 2 things that really have changed the landscape. But the one thing where it remains the same is no matter what you say and no matter what happens and how much, mumble rap, whining rap, ununderstandable rap, other kind of genres of rap, no matter all this shit even involved, it's whether we love it or not, it's young black people making money, young brown people making money, being able to create other jobs for other people. And people always consider the top dude is always a lyricist. So with that being said, you Hab was saying something. Actually, Hab was having a conversation with someone the other day, and so you have to learn how to adapt with the times.
Facts.
That is the biggest thing. You have to learn how to adapt with the times. You can't be bitter. You can't be mad, and you can't say that was you don't get on the ocean asking for the last wave. You got to ride the next wave.
That's real, man. I'm so glad I'm so glad you said that, Styles P, because I feel like it's been a disconnect between a lot of the artists that came out in the 90s and 2000s versus some of the guys who've been out the last 5 or 10 years. But I feel like with both of you guys, you embrace the culture. And I think that helps. So I always say it's a difference between an OG and an old head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
OGs embrace and they want to help the young people become better. Where the old head is just stuck in the way of this is how it used to be and this is how it should always stay. And I tell everybody, if you don't adapt with the times, you'll get left behind in real life.
I think a lot of older dudes don't really look at it like the time I got in. And God willingly, these young boys be able to get that amount of time in. So, once you got 20 something in, 15 in, 10, like, because the average dude's career don't really pass 7 years at being old. And nowadays, that's the one thing about the flip side of the technology. At least back then, you could have been whack and still got a 5-year run.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? People still be checking for you. Now, like, there's dudes who made hits and went platinum that nobody's checking for. So
they're done in 6 months.
Done. And so if you're fortunate enough for people to know your name and be checking for you, that's a blessing in itself. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it's a double. It's the youth, the old heads got to respect and pass the torch and understand that people coming behind them and they're supposed to make more than you did. They're supposed to get bigger looks than you did. Yeah. And then you're supposed to respect those who paved the way for you. You know what I mean?
If I ain't meant to cut you off, once again, if you just turned into Quicksilver Show, we talking to Havoc, Styles P, album out right now. Support my guys. If I had to ask Havoc, what is your favorite Styles P and or the Locks record? What would you say? and Styles P, I'm coming to you next, Styles.
Okay. And I would say, and this is totally biased. My favorite Styles P record is the one that I did for. This is How We Live. That's smart.
Come on, man. Hey, stop. We don't do politics over here, man. Give me the real.
I love that record. I swear to God, I really do love it.
That is an amazing record.
Definitely.
This is How We Live. I fucking love that record. And I was a Styles P fan even before that. But now you asked me the question, the bias, and I gave you the bias question.
All right, Styles, what's your favorite Mobb Deep record?
I don't have one record, but I would say Murder Music is my favorite Mobb Deep album in a whole. It's one of my favorite albums, period. Like if I had to leave Earth and had a hip hop capsule, Murder Music gotta come in. It's really too many to name. Like I played one for Half earlier. That's one of my favorite Mobb Deep joints. Mobb Deep and G-Rap. I think that just embodied generational excellence, to say the least. And it just spoke to street niggas on a different level. Like I said, that was for the under the stairs street niggas. Like the street people, and then it's like extra street people.
Never left
And
the
I
block
think,
street niggas.
yeah, I think like Murder Music was that album for that, and they got too many to name, to be honest with you. They got really too much to name because.
Can I get another one?
I think Mobb Deep and Body.
You get another one you have.
Can I get another one?
Go ahead.
Locked Up.
Ooh, the Akon joint.
Yeah.
That verse.
Can I get that?
That verse definitely.
That might be like one of the best hip hop records of all time.
That's one of the best verses you did too.
Like, come on. Yeah. No.
Personally.
It's a dope verse. I already know one of the best.
No. It comes in at the top 5, right? The top 5, the top 3. It comes in.
Maybe for the content of the song.
Don't downplay yourself, Styles.
I mean, what would hip hop be?
I got to check my calendar.
That's what I'm
incredible shit.
That's what I'm
That's some incredible shit in my
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Or we could go to I Get High. That's it.
I mean, that's the. Is that your biggest record to date? Good Times, Styles, as far as like numbers.
I'd lie to you if I ever tell you I checked the numbers, boy.
Come on, really?
Nah, I stopped. I'm not lying to you. I stopped checking the numbers. I would say probably 17 years ago.
Wow.
Because if I didn't, I would have quit.
Wow.
I would have quit. You know, I think it becomes a. I think I learned a long time ago to become a craftsman, work out the deals, and I make sure I recoup. Did I recoup? That's my call. Did I recoup? Did I recoup? Not. I focus on today. I'm focusing on today and what the beat I'm gonna get today. I keep focusing on yesterday, and I'm not really boosting up my skills. Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's a heavy statement that you said, Styles. You said if you would have kept checking the numbers, you would have quit. Because so many people now depend on the numbers. It's a numbers game. So I'm a fan of that. Lyrics and content matters. Like I'm an advocate. I'm a hip hop guy to the core. But how the music generation is going, all they care about is numbers. So
but what they got to learn is work ethic. Work ethic is a certain kind of number.
Right.
It's a number that sets you aside. It's a number where if I wasn't, I just say I go to work. Say between Locked Up, right? I did Locked Up, hit. Some of Mariah hit, some of J-Lo hit, big hit, but in between there's mixtapes, albums, ghetto albums, hardcore shit, because it ain't always numbers, but that work ethic is gonna make somebody like Ross go, damn, P, you working. Get on BMF for me.
Yeah.
BMF comes about. You understand what I'm saying? So if you keep, I never made a hit that I meant to be a hit, if you want me to be honest with you.
That's dope. That's dope.
Didn't know Locked Up was a hit, didn't know Good Times was a hit, didn't know We Gonna Make It Good, didn't know 100,000 Respect's a hit, never knew it was gonna be a hit. Just went in the studio and make the song and let the chips fall where they may, and just been fortunate enough to make some hits in my lifetime. Yeah. You know what I mean? And but other than that, like, because when you think about it on a hip hop note, like I say, I'm not a program hip hop dude. Right. Like the shit I love from Mobb Deep the most is probably not a hit. The shit I love from Hov the most is not a hit. Right. Big the most is not a hit. Nas the most is not a hit. So I don't wake up thinking about making hits. I wake up thinking about making music, and dope shit like mixtape shit is not a hit. It's a hit in the hood.
I think what happened. I think y'all proved that, and I'm gonna cut you off. I think y'all proved that on Versus, when it was the Locks and Dipset. Like, and I feel horrible saying this because Dipset, those are my guys.
Those are my brothers. I love them,
brothers. But y'all embarrassed them. Y'all bodied them, because y'all were going. At first, it was like hit, but y'all came out with you, and I said, oh God, these guys is not playing today. These guys is on some other man time tonight. But then y'all start hitting them with them bangers that fans knew, and it's like they got lost. Like they forgot that y'all got the mixtape records.
Yeah, you got to be able, and I think that was another part. That I don't think nobody played mixtape records at Versus.
Right.
You got to be comfortable in what you're doing, what you bring to the table, and how you bring it to the table, and what you embody. And you ain't gonna always win that way.
Yeah.
But you're gonna always win because you feel comfortable because you was you. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you was you. And when it comes to music, we focus on it all. Like, you know what I mean? Being happy. We just said we gonna make some dope shit, like making an album. We didn't think about hits. We didn't say top 40.
Like, this the radio record. That's the club record.
Yeah, we didn't do none of that. We just made music. Like, I didn't like even I'm proud of the reception that hip hop has for it before even really hearing it. Just hearing one single and respecting our brands and our history, and being on here with you and other people wanting to do the interview and are interested in it, and that shows the work we put in. And I think when people hear it afterwards, they're gonna understand why we did it, the reason we did it, and it's pure hip hop, man.
Yeah, y'all got a fan for life with me, and it's amazing. You said Murder Music because honestly, I love that album. My favorite is still Infamous, like the Infamous album. Like, and I can argue this. I had a conversation. I was like your top 5 albums of all time. Infamous is always in my top 5. If Mobb Deep, rest in peace once again to our guy Prodigy. If Mobb Deep could do a versus, who would it make sense with?
It would have been against us.
That would
have been the perfect one. It would have had to be. It would have had to be against us.
Right now, Havoc. I'm gonna ask who would have won.
Who would have won?
Yeah. Mobb Deep versus Locks.
That question.
You know you're gonna say Mobb Deep. You know goddamn well I'm gonna say
Mobb. Havoc, talk your shit.
You know goddamn well we're gonna say that. That's what we're supposed to say. We ain't just say this ain't soft. This ain't soft for New York. This is old vintage New York.
Right. This is
New York. You gotta understand. This been and you asked how the project come about because it's the respect of what we do. Like me and Hav stay in touch. We check in on each other. What's up? How you feeling? What's going on? And even what's crazy because right before P passed, I was telling Hav, nah, we gotta work again. We gotta get some shit in again. And P the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was and it was bugged out because it was just ill because the Prodigy one had fucked me up too because the last time I had seen Prodigy was at a Griselda show, and we was talking about the songs we did called the 3 Ps with Sean P.
I remember.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that was our last conversation, and about I asked him how he was feeling, and how he's doing and what's going on. We was just talking about health, hip hop, how much we grown, to be able to have good times, go through a lot of shit, be competitive, talk shit, and just be in a place of enjoying the new and what's going on and enjoying what we did with our careers. So I think what we do is a beautiful thing, and it's up to us to stay competitive, sharp, and make sure we stay hungry, man. I think that's what the essence of what we do. I think we're safe to say we've played a heavy part in the contribution to golden era hip hop.
Absolutely, not even close.
I think we played a heavy contribution. So with that being said, I think we can't let the fans down on knowing how competitive we are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even this album, this is not me and Hav not competing with each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is competition. This is wordplay. This is us always trying to get the best out of each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? And even with the Lops, I never want Sheik or Kiss to have a better verse than me.
Right.
When it happens, I'm happy with it. Those are my brothers. It's
right.
Cool.
I understand.
I love it. But I ain't going to the studio. That's like a basketball player saying, I'm going on the court to not get the MVP. I don't know what type of player you are, but I ain't that kind of guy.
I always say in my line of work, like I'm the best version of myself, and I think that's important. It's not about being cocky or about boasting or bragging. It's just wanting to be number one, wanting to be that guy. A lot of people don't want it. They think they want it until they're in a position to get it. Then they realize what comes with it. So when I say I test, I tell DJs, if you're good, I'm gonna be better. And it's not like that's just my attitude. Like I think I'm the best at what I do. And if you one up me one night, tomorrow night I'm really gonna be on my because
that's it.
No,
that's the essence of what we do.
Yeah. Listening. But once again, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much, man. Salute to Havoc, Styles P. The album is out. Tell me the name of the album one more time, please.
Wreckage Manner, man. That's Havoc, aka Mr. Wreckage. I'm Styles, aka Mr. Manner. If you didn't know what Wreckage means, Wreckage synonym for Havoc, Manner synonym for Styles, Wreckage Manner together, and that's what this album is.
Hey, pick up that
Havoc and Styles.
I'm putting the Quicksilver stamp on it. And then Havoc, I'm gonna give you the floor last just to wrap this up, man. Once again, rest in peace to our brother Prodigy. I mean, if you could say something just to the fans of Mobb Deep and Prodigy, who've been rocking with y'all since day one, what would you say, bro?
The last thing that I would say to the Mobb Deep fans and the Locks fans is that thanks to you, I have the floor to do what I want to do, and me and Styles P is about to bring something to you that you're gonna respect and love.
Can we expect a tour? A tour coming soon? A tour?
Of course.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, make sure I get them front row seats, Styles. I'm gonna text you directly. I need that ASAP.
No doubt. Got you, brother.
All right, y'all stay safe, man. Happy holidays. All right, man. I love y'all, brothers. Keep up the great work, man.
Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Salute.